Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. What's good? What's good? What's good? So, over the past weekend, we saw a lot going on. A lot happened. Actually, I think since Friday, right? Because Friday we didn't get such great economic reports, So I sit back and I just think about how does that play forward? But playing forward, it tells me, yeah, things are going to take a dive, right? Things are taking a dive. I mean, is it a huge dive? We went from 88,000, almost 89,000, all the way down to, I think right now we're at like what, 81? So that's a problem. I mean, I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat it for you. We're at $81,763 for Bitcoin right now, and you have XRP under $2.10. That's a big deal. You have a lot of coins that are down off of those, week by week highs. Why? Well, inflation data wasn't great. April 2nd, which is only 2 days away, right, is supposed to be when all the tariffs kick in. People are expecting car prices, just car prices to explode. There's been a little bit of controversy over people saying that the new regime had called different car companies to say, hey, don't raise car prices, blah, blah, blah. Good luck with that. I honestly say good luck with that. And the reason why I say so is because, how do you trust something like that? If what they're saying is cars that are not manufactured in the United States are going to wind up paying a tariff, or you're going to be paying a tariff on those cars because they want you to buy U.S. cars. That's nice, right? That's nice in a way, but it hurts the economy from a broad perspective. You have a lot of people that side with the new regime saying, no, this is just a negotiation tactic, whatever. Yeah. Every time the word tariff comes out of his mouth, every time people talk about tariffs, what happens? The market takes a dive. That's the lesson that should have been learned. Market takes a dive when you say tariff. Then you've got economic data coming out saying, yeah, this is not such a hot economy. And remember, the data that they're looking at over the past week is backward-looking data, which means that forward-looking data is probably worse in this current case, right? Sentiment is low. Just things are not going as well as people would like to think that they are. And that's going to hurt the economy. People are not spending as much as they used to. Debt is going up, right? Credit card debt, those kinds of things. So I just look at things a little bit differently than everybody else. So is the crypto industry going to take a hit? Yes. Yes, absolutely. Is it worth it in terms of opportunity? In my case, what I'm going to say to you is yes. To me, it really is, right? And the reason why is because, well, if I have an opportunity to buy, right? If I have an opportunity to buy now at a lower price, I'm going to be happy. I'm buying low for possibly a better uptick, right? So look at $81,000, 81,763, I think it was. If we hit 89,763, you're up almost 10%. I told you to look at the charts that are there. You can see where you can play that game. Could we be looking at a number lower than $80,000? Yes. We could be. Am I going to take that personally? Am I going to hurt over that? No. I'm looking for a way to take advantage over the situation. Right? So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking for sales. And we'll get to the real numbers, a little bit later, but I want to give you more news. Remember that guy, Hayden Davis? He's the guy that's been involved with the Melania coin, the Libra coin. Was out there talking about he's got $100 million that he made from it all. He's still dumping. He's facing an international manhunt from Argentina, and he's still dumping. What? Yo, go Fatima, what's going on? Have you invested in yourself today, or are you planning to invest in yourself today? Same thing for you, Restar. What's good? So, yeah, the XRP glitch. Come on, man. That's not a glitch. But not upset either. Hutanic, what's going on? What's good? And Go Fatima says, yes, that's awesome. I like hearing that. Hutanic, thank you for letting me know, but I know you will because you're one of those dependable people. You love doing that research. So do I. Thank you for letting us know, though. I appreciate you. Then you've got, Cosmos Hub and Ethereum. Cosmos was, I believe, the first proof of stake platform out there, or, blockchain out there. Their interoperability with Ethereum is about to blow up. It's about to blow up. Why? Because they've created that bridge between the two of them. So there'll be more interoperability between two of the most leveraged blockchains in the world for building projects. Hutanic, I'm glad you're alive and kicking, though. Seriously, because I know the flu had you down for a minute. So yeah, when I'm looking at Cosmos and Ethereum completed their first transaction using IBC Eureka upgrade, that's going to be slick. People sleep on certain projects, and I tell people, don't do that. Don't do that. Ethereum and Cosmos are absolutely a part of the connective tissue in the Web3 space. Absolutely. And the fact that they're working together for that interoperability, I'm expecting a lot. I am expecting a lot. Dead serious. I think there's a lot going on there. And then you look at the metaverse. The metaverse is actually expected to reach $4 trillion by 2034. Me being a principal, meaning voting member of the Metaverse Standards Forum, yes, I absolutely believe that. I absolutely believe that because I see the projects that we've got going on. Amazing. Amazing. And then you start thinking about, well, what are the technologies that are out there that can be leveraged with the metaverse to build like spectacular environments? Do you think AI is not being put to use? I'm just saying. Imagine dynamic games where, those players that don't really doing anything, don't really do anything. I forgot what they're called, NPCs or something like that. Non-participating characters, something like that. I forget what it is. I'm not a big gamer. But imagine those particular facets of the games that are out there really have more depth on the fly based on interactions. I'm just saying, I'm just putting different ideas out there because I see them happening. And you kind of go, wow, those are real deal opportunities. Those are significant opportunities to make things happen. So yeah, do I think the metaverse is going to hit $4 trillion by 2034? Yep. Other people are thinking, oh, the metaverse isn't doing anything. The metaverse isn't. They haven't been paying attention. I can tell you that right now. The things that are going on in the metaverse, excuse me, would drop jaws. Would drop jaws. Most of the people that are speaking negatively about the metaverse and gaming are people that don't know anything about metaverse and gaming. Just saying. So when I put those two areas together, I'm just looking forward to the future. This is why I'm positive for the long term in terms of the Web3 space and trying to figure out where I can position my money so I can grow its value, right? That's what I'm looking at. To me, those are very big deals. Then you've got something else that dropped my jaw. Elon Musk coming out and saying, no, Dogecoin is not being thought of by the U.S. government. And the Department of Government Efficiency has nothing to do with Doge, and Doge has nothing to do with it. So what was all of that other stuff that happened? Manipulation in my eyes. Everything around Doge that he has to say, I think of it as manipulation. It might not be legal, legally determined as manipulation. But to me, from the street, that looks like manipulation to me. And he's finally coming clean saying, yeah, nothing's going to happen with that. Now, that doesn't say that Doge doesn't get used around the world, because it does, right? It does get used around the world. Look at his transaction volume. It gets leveraged. Not leveraged in terms of trading, but it gets used. Now, is it getting used for purchases and things like that as much as other coins? Maybe not, but it does get used. But this bit of news kind of sets the record straight. So anything else that comes out of his mouth about Doge, I've been telling people for a long time, Stop believing what this guy says about Doge. Stop believing it. Start looking at who's using Doge. How is Doge being used around the world? Look at that. Look at the facts. But don't look at some guy just because he's, the richest guy in the world and think that, he's going to do something with it. He's been teasing something with Doge for years and he hasn't done anything. He hasn't done anything. He's so brilliant. Yeah, he's brilliant. He sold his company. He sold one of his companies to another one of his companies so he wouldn't default on loans. And look at the number that he sold it for. Significantly less than what he paid for it. And for what? So yeah, I'm going to tell you now. I'm not touching anything that this guy is involved in. I'm like through. No, I would not buy Tesla unless he leaves. Then I might be interested in buying Tesla, but I wouldn't buy Tesla now. Especially when you start looking at the manufacturers that are coming to the United States that have better tech. Just saying, whose vehicles are not put together by glue. When you do your own research, part of the GMB3 is do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. When you do your own research, you start to go, oh man, I can't invest in Tesla. How could I invest in Tesla? We just found out that Tesla's automated driving, when it's going to an accident, this is true, go look it up. When it's about to get into an accident, if it realizes too late, it will turn it off so that way when the accident happens, they can say, well, that wasn't caused by us. That's not good. That's a no bueno situation. Parts flying off when you're on the highway, 9-foot parts flying off when you're on the highway. There are people out there with videos actually pulling off that 9-foot strip with 3 fingers, going like that. I'm just saying, the quality of the vehicles leaves a lot to be questioned. A massive recall. I mean, they're basically saying all Cybertrucks need to go back. It came 2 years late, and this is what they delivered. I'm just saying. So yeah, when it comes to investing, you must practice the GMB3. I highly recommend it. Do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. Because as you start to dig in, you start to find out, well, what has this company been doing? How has this company been doing it? We got into a big thing yesterday about, GameStop. They were handed the perfect playbook. And they decided to skip ahead. Like that was the failure. They got the playbook and skipped ahead. What were you thinking? And then on the heels of that, what happens? Metaplanet comes out and says, we're going to issue 13.3 more bonds, no interest bonds, so we can buy more Bitcoin. And they're doing well. Similar Scientific. Metaplanet, obviously Strategy, other companies following the same playbook that Strategy gave to everybody. A tried and true, proven playbook. What? Just saying. Even Mark Cuban was trying to push Doge. It's not about Democrats. Red Star, it's not about Democrats and Republicans. That's not what it's about. Not at all. And was he trying to push it? He wasn't trying to push a coin. He looked at the market and said, "Oh, here's something that people like. You know what? At the Mavericks games, we're going to accept Doge." That's what he did. Because he's still a big believer in crypto. But it's not about Democrat and Republican. That's not what it's about. It's never been about that. It's never been about that. It's about haves and have-nots. It's about haves and have-nots. They want you to have an argument about, Democrat versus Republican. Really good guy that I know. His name is Doug. He recently passed away. Hope he rests in peace. Staunch Republican. Obviously, I'm not a Republican. I used to stay at his house, have a great time. He used to fly me out, have a great time. And we would have these long discussions just about stuff in general. You want to know how far away we were from agreement on certain topics? You could barely slide a piece of paper in there. Two people, two different backgrounds, two different races. Well, not even race, because race is not a thing. Just two different backgrounds, two different cultures. And we're only that far apart and only on certain topics. Imagine. It's not a Republican Democrat thing. It's not a political thing. It's not a political thing. It's about manipulation, period. We had somebody out there, supposedly the richest person in the world, using his megaphone to manipulate. How many years did you hear that? Oh, Tesla's going to allow, Doge, there was a code leak. Never happened. Never happened. These things never panned out. Never. Over all these years, never panned out. That's why I'm saying. I'm deleting that because it's not a political conversation, and that has nothing to do with the conversation. Actually, I'm going to ask you to delete it. The idea is about who's got value and who doesn't have value, and how much value they have. The wealthy have this. The poor have this, right? There's a big difference. It was Hutanic. Yes, I know you're kidding, but it's a political comment. Do you know what I mean? If you were a mod, you'd be like, oh, no, that's got to go. But when you think about it, you sit there and you look at things, you really start looking at how money can move with the amount of money that you have. I have a lot of conversations with people that think that they cannot invest because why? They don't have a lot of money. If you can save $5, you can invest $5. They just don't believe that they can invest $5. That's the problem. They don't believe that they can invest that $5. And I'm one of the people that think, yeah, you can. You can, and you'll do better. And without investing, I don't think anybody's going to do well without investing. Right? What other news is there? Australia's AUSTRAC and U.S. lawmakers are actually cracking down on ATMs, on Bitcoin ATMs. Why? Money laundering, obviously. A lot of these ATM people, they're not implementing KYC AML. KYC, which is Know Your Customer, AML, which is anti-money laundering. You can literally just walk up to it with some funds, put it in, and have Bitcoin sent. So, yeah, that's why they're cracking down. It's a very big deal. Okay, Red Star. Yeah, I'm just reading what you just wrote. Yeah, you have to, well, certain Bitcoin ATMs, you have to use a cell number. I'm laughing because it's not hard to get it to work with a burner phone. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. Even if you are using a real phone, it's not hard to get real deal burner phones to get that to work. It's not difficult. It's not difficult at all. XRP plunged because of an initial spike. Get it. Bought XRP at 202. Let's go. Egro EG. Egro EG Rec. It doesn't sound like a familiar name to me. But congratulations on snatching up some XRP. I'm DCAing. I really am. I have no problem with that. The reason why I was paying attention to what Hutanic wrote is because it's a big deal. He actually uses Bitcoin ATMs. He's an actual user. But it's not difficult to circumvent, and that's why they're being cracked down on. Technologically speaking, it's not hard to do any of that stuff. Japan's Metaplanet, I said it to you before, Japan's Metaplanet issuing $13.3 million in zero interest bonds to buy more Bitcoin. You look at that and look at how GameStop did it, and you're just like, how'd you mess it up? The CEO, I'm telling you now, I'll actually put it on record. I think the CEO of GameStop should be fired. I really do think the GameStop CEO should be fired over that. Not because he wanted to buy Bitcoin, but by how he went about it. You have all these companies out here that are giving examples, and you chose to take the game plan and skip ahead. You should be fired. Absolutely should be fired. If I'm a shareholder of GameStop, I'm calling for that person to be fired. Straight up. I'm not mining for spice this week. We have a worm coming on Wednesday. Worm sign, right? Yeah, I get it. Been following you for a bit now. Love the content. Yo, Egro EG, thank you so much. Now, you're going to have to tell me how to pronounce that, man. Egro, is it Egrog Rec? You're killing me. I'm murdering your name right now, and I greatly apologize for it. I really do. I hate messing up people's names. I think GME is trying to make it impossible to short. I think GME doesn't have a clue as to what the hell they're doing. I said, we were talking about it yesterday. You should go watch yesterday's video. I really got into it. I'll say it one last time today. You were given a playbook. You didn't. It's George. I'm going to knock you the hell out. Holy moly, it really is George. Backwards. How was I? Because I kept saying, how come I'm not getting this? There's something going on here. And that's what it is. George, what's up, man? Welcome to the community, and thank you for chatting. I greatly appreciate it. Oh, man, you got me good on that one. I should send you to the corner over that. But yeah, I mean, just think about what that playbook is. You have so many companies that are following Strategy's playbook, but following it from step number one. Step number one, take some cash, invest. Step number two, take some cash, invest. Step number three, take some cash, maybe issue some debt, and go buy some more. That's the whole strategy. Taking your money and putting it into the plan, that says full chested, I'm into this. Borrowing money says that you're not full chested and you want to use other people's money to try to make money. People don't like that. And it came out. That's my issue with GameStop. That's why I think the CEO of GameStop should be fired. I think I've said it like 3-4 times. I'll say it one last time. The CEO of GameStop should be fired over how he mishandled the playbook that was set in front of him on how he could actually have his company purchase Bitcoin. You're sitting on $4 billion worth of money, and you want to take a loan? You want to issue debt? Bruh. And then what else are you doing or not doing to manage that company? Just saying. I'm just putting it out there for you. And I'm full-chested with it. I can be proven wrong. I have no problem with that. This community tells me I'm wrong whenever they think I'm wrong. Not a problem. We each agree to disagree, or I will agree that, oh man, I might not be right on that. Or other people in the community be like, ooh, yeah, I got that one wrong. We don't have a problem with that. But I'm putting it out there right now. CEO of GameStop should go. CEO of GameStop should absolutely be fired over this mishigosh. I'll say it like that. Right? Then you have crypto venture capital. Is shifting to mindshare driven strategies. Strategies that emphasize momentum and dominant narrative amid declining fundraising and increased institutional influence. That's right. You need more people behind an idea before you can go get money. I don't know if I'm upset about that. But you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. So let me pull that. Get my notes out of the way. What do we have going on this week? So we got some Fed speak. We got the Chicago Business Barometer, which is PMI today. We have, let's see what else. Fed speak, S&P final U.S. manufacturing PMI, construction spending. That's going to be a big deal. This one right here, job openings. That's going to be the biggest deal out there. ISM manufacturing is going to be a really big deal. Auto sales. Tell you, we got some really good numbers coming in tomorrow. What else do we get? On Wednesday, we get ADP unemployment. We get factory orders, more Fed speak. Thursday is a big deal. Jobless claims, U.S. trade deficit. Now, what's going to hit on Wednesday? Yeah, you have the whole tariff thing. I call it a fiasco. GameStop is a verb. Hutanic, you're just not right. That's hilarious. But so Wednesday is going to be a big deal because that's tariff day. I'm not calling it anything else other than tariff day. Thursday, initial jobless claims, U.S. trade deficit, S&P final U.S. services PMI, ISM services, more Fed speak. Pay attention to, I keep telling you guys, please pay attention to the Fed speak. Just, it's a finger on the pulse of what's going through their minds. Why wouldn't you give it a listen just every now and then? Just saying. Just saying. It's possibly the craziest week in crypto in a while. Up and coming, very volatile weekend. Keep some dry powder on the side to take advantage of these swings. George, I'm not upset with that sentiment. Not upset with that sentiment. I think it's highly possible we could dip, deeper into the 70s. I think we really could. Mind you, Saturday is TikTok day. That's right. And BlackRock says they're willing to buy a small piece of TikTok. Because ByteDance needs to divest. So that's going to be a big deal. It's all very interesting to me. Fear and greed index is at 34. Why? I'm not even going to answer why. We just went through it. DeFi Llama, we're $99 billion in total value locked. We're back below 100. Right? Back below 100. Where is Bitcoin? It went up a little bit as we were speaking today. It's up at 40. It's up at 82. Where is it? There it is. 82,161. But look at that trend. Everybody started talking about tariffs right here. Bam. And we start taking dives. April 2nd. Looking across the board, yeah. How pretty is this? How confusing is this when you really take a step back and think about it? Ethereum is on sale. XRP is on sale. BNB, BCH, Sol, ADA, SUI, HBAR, Link is back below 15 at $13. Doge is taking it on the chin, 3.97% down. SHIB is down to 12 again. Now, I'm probably going to buy some more at 12, just saying. Looking at the numbers across the board, people are saying that, XRP is the worst performer over the past short period of time, but it's not the worst performer. It's just not in the green year to date anymore. It just dropped below green, below the green level. Look at that. Ethereum is one of the worst. Doge is worse than that. Cardano, not doing so great, but better than those other two. Just saying. So when I look at everything, I really come back over here. This is what I'm really looking for. Give me a moment. I might have to log in. There you go. It's not a problem. No, don't want that. I want this. This is the one I need. This is the one I need. There you go. So let's look at the losers. And let's see. You start down. You keep going, keep going, keep going. Yeah, this one. Onyx coin, yeah, down 10%. I don't follow it because I'm not touching that. I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole. Because look at that GMB X factor of 18.49x. Yeah, that's not going to make it. Move. This is the one where it was manipulated and Binance had to drop Web3 port. It's down 2.5. It's got a 2.56 GMB X factor. Move could actually do it. I think Move could actually do it. I mean, we might have to get back into it, but I think Move could actually do it. Aerodrome Finance, Aero, down 7.99%. GMB X factor 4.31. Possible, but I have no faith in it. I really don't. You've got Jupiter down 7.96 with a GMB X factor of 3.49. Jupiter, I think, can come back. This one's funny. Pi Network. I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole. It's down 7%. It's got a GMB X factor of 321. Yeah, that's kind of a scary thing. Yeah, I'm not touching Pi Network. Not at all. Nobody can figure out its decentralization. Nobody can actually prove it. I'm not touching Pi Network. If you touch it, let me know. I want to know how you're doing. I want to know how you're doing. Hedera down 6.76%. GMB X factor of 2.57. I love Hedera. So yeah, I think it's going to do just fine. Kronos, joke. 6.38, and it's got a GMB X factor 8.75. Yeah, nah, I don't think that's gonna happen. You keep coming down. You have Pith Network. I do like Pith. I have a bag. It's down 5.96%. It's got a GMB X factor of 7.61. I think over time Pith can do well. I think over time Pith can actually do well. Aave down 5.86, GMB X factor of 3.26. That 3.26 easily to come back from, I think. That's what I'm thinking. All right. Then you have Sui with a GMB X factor of 1.39. I love Sui. I have a big bag of Sui. Totally behind it. This Leo token down 5.7%, GMB X factor of 0.11. Yeah, I don't think it has problems. I really don't think it has problems. George, you're asking me, what is the GMB X factor, the Grow My Bag X factor? It's the distance from this point. Cut it out. The GMB Grow My Bag X factor is the point from right now from this coin. How much more do I have to add to get back to its all-time high? That's where the X factor comes in. So from here to there, that distance, right? That's the distance. That's as simple as I can put it. But yeah, I like using the GMB X factor because it gives me an idea about where I'm going. Right? And then as I'm looking at the GMB X factor, obviously I'm also looking beyond that all-time high mark. So it helps me, get focused. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Hope you like what I'm doing. If you do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Absolutely tell your friends about us. This is a totally different community, and we're growing by leaps and bounds, and we'll be growing more. We'll be growing absolutely more. For those of you that are following, the updates on my upcoming book, yeah, I just approved the cover story. I just approved it. So I'll probably show that later on tonight during the live at 8 p.m. So I hope you have a great day. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And as always, thank you for your trust. Everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.